2020. Thank you to those of you joining us on the GBN Television Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the www.gbn.gd website, watching on GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20, and the loyal listeners of Classic 105 and Hot 98. This morning is the final in a series this week of open forums. It's usually open phone line day here anyway. It is To The Point open phone line. 435-2041 is the landline number. That's also the WhatsApp number, but please, only written messages on the WhatsApp. Please do not call the WhatsApp. Do not send any links, pictures or videos or voice notes. Only written messages on the WhatsApp, please. You can also participate in the program on the GBN Television Facebook page, as well as the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. So let's get our first caller of the program. We seem to have lost that caller. It's open phone line, where we give you, our viewers and listeners, an opportunity to share anything you think we need to be made aware of, anything that's happening in your neighborhood, in your community, things of national, regional, or international importance. This is the opportunity to share with the rest of the viewing and listening public. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Ms. Blossom.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes. Now, last night I did hear the Prime Minister speaking about a person that was not paying the wages from the stimulus package to the workers properly. And I think it's a very serious thing. People cannot be shortchanging the government like that. The government should not be shortchanging people neither. So I hope that this is not a talk show and that we see something happen, comes out of it. Not just Prime Minister talking and they believe these things are rest. If people know that they have to pay a certain amount and they were given government funds to pay, they should do it. And if they didn't do it, they must be held accountable for it. Just the same way government must be held accountable when they owe people and they don't pay them. So it have to be a two-way thing. And too often those things happen where people interfere with government funds, government property, and nothing is done about it. And you hear a talk, and then everything just slow down or boil down to nothing. It is time for people to have to pay for their when they make those, well, I won't call it a mistake, purposely done those things. So I'm hoping that it's not a talk show and that we see some action comes out of it.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for your participation. Open phone line here on the program. Facebook, YouTube, the landline, and WhatsApp. Those are the platforms provided for you, our viewers and listeners, to participate. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right.
Yeah, your first caller there, a big party stooge, but he knows that that's what has been happening for years with the NNP administration. The second thing, I want to ask about those two machines. We saw one up at Granite Tank. I think it was supposed to be cleaning the lake there. All we do, we saw it once on the TV, and I don't know what happened to it then. The other machine that came in to clear the seaweed, the minister from Carriacou was on your program saying that the machine came in and was on the port waiting to clean up the seaweed. Where is that machine, Blossom? What have become of those two machines? Find out for the administrators, please.
Thank you very much, caller. That was one of the questions that I had down to ask Minister Modeste Kerwin on Wednesday, but we unfortunately ran out of time. But the next opportunity that I have, I will definitely inquire of our administrators and our government ministers about equipment and machinery that we have here in Grenada to assist us in various aspects. Let me run through the social media before I go back to the phone lines. All right, nothing on YouTube, Facebook, or WhatsApp. All right, back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Citizen Welsh. Greetings.
Morning,
Welsh,
Citizen.
I had so many things planned for this morning because I woke up as a powerhouse this morning.
Has the situation been fixed, hopefully?
Yes.
Thank you.
I've been able to about 15 minutes or 20 minutes ago. Anyway, so I want to speak this morning, Citizen Welsh, about air pollution. Now, the government of Grenada, let's call it the so-called state of Grenada, seems not to understand the dangers of air pollution. Because we live in an island and the northeast trades always blow on us, and it goes beyond that, Citizen Welsh. The figures are there for those who wishes to see. Between 1 and 2 people, individuals on this globe, on this earth, almost between 1 and 2 of 8 every year die, Citizen Welsh, from air pollution, contaminated air. The government of Grenada seems not to understand that when you respire smoke, it goes in. Of course, who have learned would understand the separation that takes place in the lungs. The lungs sometimes in the process get contaminated. So we have pulmonary diseases and infections. We use the oxygen, and what remains goes into the bloodstream, and it also travels through the other organs. The liver does what it can do, and the others are discharged. The organs also get contaminated. Citizen Welsh, in this here country, in this here world, people die from coronary disease, pulmonary diseases, stroke, cancer, and dementia from contaminated air. The evidence is there. John Roll is a mechanic, not a doctor. But who wishes to refute it can do so with their facts. Why is it the government of Grenada gives people permission to burn indiscriminately publicly? And they burn everything today. All right, they may say, well, my old parents, grandparents used to live in fireside. That is true. But what they used to burn back then was different to now. Today we have plastics. And when it burns, it produces carcinogenic substances. Dioxin kills, Citizen Welsh. And other things that we burn. In other words, it's extremely dangerous. Where are the doctors? Well, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you the honest truth. I've had 2 of them, 2 very pointed questions, agree or confirm that this thing causes problems with the health of our people. Then if we're combating ill health through proper health practices, why do we continue to allow it? And right in the villages, they're doing it. And the government sometimes give them permission through the quote-unquote licenses in under this Burning Act. I wish to suggest, Citizen Welsh, once more to the so-called state of Grenada to respect the people of this country. You see why I continue to clamor for a new constitution and a reconstitution of it, so the people can participate and put these things forward where they can be discussed at all levels, academical and otherwise, so we can bring about the changes for better living standards and a correct future, or let's say, I retract the word correct, but a better future for the people of this country. I wish to see an academic and scientific debate on this issue related to air pollution on the island, so that our people's health can be saved. Enough talk in this country, and we're not talking the correct things and the proper things to elevate the standard of living and to advance our civilization into the future, Citizen Welsh. Take it easy, John. Citizen Welsh, I'll end here for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Citizen Rollo. I agree. Take it easy. I can hear your frustration, and I share in your frustration, especially when it comes to the issue of air pollution and the indiscriminate burning in communities, especially in heavily dense residential areas. I share your frustration. It is annoying. It is frustrating, and it's inconsiderate. So I understand how you would feel. But please, as you said, take it easy. Let me make sure there is nothing before I go back to the phone lines. All right. Good morning.
Hi, yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Jeremiah.
How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How you do?
I'm not too bad. I just want to read a few verses from John chapter 14 this morning, maybe about 10 verses. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. That was Jesus speaking. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I have gone to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And whither I go, you know, and the way you know. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Jesus answered and said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. If ye had known me, you should have known my Father also. And from henceforth you know him and have seen him. Philip said unto him, Lord, show us the way, and it sufficeth us. Jesus said unto him, have I been so long time with you, Philip, and you have not known me? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the way? Last verse. Believe thou me, that I am in the Father, and the Father in me. The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. I just want to read that portion and leave it for us to meditate on, because there are a lot of people who say, oh, Jesus is not God, and Jesus this and Jesus that, and they make a bundle of things, and they don't want to be. Some people even say he never existed. Well, anything that doesn't exist, you don't know about it. So if we know about Jesus, that means he exists. And he, when you receive him as your personal Savior, he dwells inside of you. So those who don't believe in him, too bad. At the day when they will be believing, it will be too late, because they cannot undo the damage that they have done. They cannot come from where they go. So it's better to believe now, and if it is a lie, you have nothing to lose. But if you doubt that it is the truth, you have your whole soul to lose. Have a good day, dear. God bless you.
Thank you, Ms. Jeremiah. You enjoy your day as well. Thank you for your contribution. Just checking the social media. I want to ensure that everybody gets a chance to participate. Somebody on WhatsApp says the Annandale Fall was leased to the family that owns Sun Hunters. They are also the family that owns establishment at Grand Mall. Somebody else on WhatsApp, tell callers to keep their religious beliefs to themselves and not force it on others. Your beliefs should be private. Somebody else on Facebook says, amen, sister. See, you can't please everybody. Some people may like it, others may not, but I think it's acceptable to share. Yeah, I think it's acceptable to share. This is not the first message I got about forcing religious beliefs on others. There are some who appreciate it, like myself, and I'm sure other viewers and listeners as well. You can't please everybody every day, but the Word of God is something that should be shared for the people who believe. If you don't believe, just mute it for a little while. Mute the TV or the radio for a little while if you don't believe. Good morning.
Oh, yes. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
It's quiet, you know.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too.
Let me put a different spin on it. I want to congratulate Mr. Francis Mohan and his directors of M&N for the challenge of expanding the economy. Great job, young and new businessmen. But I also want to challenge more established business people to do likewise as it is to creating better commerce and jobs. And I want to also challenge them further that they should do a strategy to bring back adult Grenadian to add to the population and to commerce, where more jobs and better wages can be created. So, Mr. Mohan, hats off to you, sir. I wish you all the best. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for the praises. I'm sure it's appreciated. Go back to the WhatsApp. Blossom, what's the score? Right now, West Indies stressing me out. England is on 295-43. Both Sibley and Stokes continued from this morning. They have both scored centuries. Sibley is currently on 117 not out, and Ben Stokes is on 114 not out. I'm stressed out. Yep. Back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Morning, greetings, Blossom.
Good morning.
Blossom, you know something about us in this world. We've been so contrary for a long time. Even the same Bible say, know him, love him, serve him, seek his face because it's a family with face like you and I. That's why we are in the image of them. Hence the reason why we should pull ourselves together and respect them and honor them, just as the mother and the father that we knew amongst us who still have today. The great Messiah, the Creator, want us to know them. I come through the stages where sick, and they say, seek and you shall find. And if you really know them from whence they came, because on the face of the earth, as I say, everything begins in Africa, in Kemet, where everything, the face of all our foreparents, our ancestors, the creators of this world that we belong to, they all are there. And you know what happened? I was so fortunate that the spirit of my ancestors lead me to the root, where you hear always talk the root. The root talk is that where the truth lies. It's just like a book in front of you. It's just like a compass, a map. And they show unto us that they are here with us, not in the sky, but even in the trees that we're eating from and living by. Give much thanks, sister, for your patience.
Give thanks. Give thanks, Ras. Thank you very much for your participation. Let me double check. Somebody on Facebook says, you have to let people know about the Word of God. It's up to them to take it or not. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, more Christians should have that kind of boldness like Miss Jeremiah. God bless her. So you see, there are people who appreciate it. Another WhatsApper says, it's a burning situation that Citizen Rollo always brings to the table. I think the people who are doing the burning have no consideration and respect for others, and the RGPF failed to do anything about it. Why should people with respiratory problems have to continue going through over and over? I think the police willfully ignores Citizen Rollo because he's always calling, and the response they give to him sometimes is not for hearing. Citizen Rollo did point out that the situation was rectified about 15 or 20 minutes after he called this morning. So let's not just say, but then again, he didn't say who put out the fire, but let's not say RGPF failed until we get further details. Let me go back to the phone lines and then I'll come back to the Facebook comment. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Miss or Mrs. Blossom, I'm very much concerned about what is happening in Grenada and perhaps the world. Now, a lot of ministers, maybe in Grenada, and when I say a lot, it could be all to, do not let the people involved in things that belong to them or the environment or the immediate environment. Let's take, for example, the Annadale waterfall. No minister is saying that somebody has leased the property. And to me, that minister doesn't want to pronounce the name of the person. Why should you hide that? This is what I find so strange. Is it a private enterprise? Does this waterfall or the land belong to the people or belong to the minister? The ministers are only caretakers. Now, I would always feel that in any development, to some extent, the people, I don't know if it's a major or minor extent, but to some extent, the people must know or should know, but I prefer to use the word must know what is likely to occur in their immediate environment. So how could you go on air and say that someone has leased it, and even a few minutes back on your program that somebody was able to say, identify the farmer, a family, but they didn't call the farmer's name. Now, when I look at those things, that there is a lot of undercover things that are taking place in Grenada. There are a lot of places that have been owned or they've been bought by people and government ministers, and nobody know. And somebody is fronting for somebody. And this is what hurts me. If you bought it and you bought it honestly, or you lease it and you lease it honestly, why not say? So obviously, there are a lot of things that are undercover. And a lot of us support it because we're getting a little penny and we feel that we're getting anything out of it. A hush mode then. They're giving us hush mode. And everybody's supporting things. Even, for example, the Nutmeg and the Cocoa Association. Just imagine, the nutmeg was by itself, they cannot make. The cocoa by itself, they cannot make. They have to lend them money to buy. As they say, they have to turn over Public Cocoa Association to somebody to man it. The River Road market can make somebody alleging that they stole cars, the market board boss, but yet for our government want to take part in the association to possible put somebody in charge whom would sort of help them to build themselves, or they and them would build themselves. This is what I cannot understand in Grenada. To some extent, it is happening all over the world. Thank you. Politicians need to be discipline themselves and do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller, for your participation. On that note, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back with Open Line Friday here on To The Point. This is GBN Classic and Hot 98.
Things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others, then you need to stay in a well-ventilated bedroom with the door shut. If you have to share a bathroom, then use it after everyone else. Don't share towels and toiletries, as this may put others at risk. Call ahead. If you develop symptoms such as a fever or cough, then seek advice first by calling the Ministry of Health's hotline at 538-4787 or 458-4787. Please do not show up at a medical center or hospital, as this may put others at risk. Take care with waste. If you test positive, your waste should be double bagged and disposed of separately. Create a buddy system. If you live on your own, you can plan with friends and family to check in with each other and run essential errands if one becomes sick. Once sick, they should leave groceries on the doorstep. Why it's important. COVID-19 causes a mild illness for 4 out of 5 persons. Self-isolating will help protect the older generation and those who may have underlying health problems from getting infected.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Let's Cook Grenada, a practical culinary guide to local cuisine. Learn new ways to prepare your favorite foods, or try different menus from various locations across the island. Let's Cook, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11, GBN's Facebook page, and GBN's YouTube channel. If you miss it, catch the repeat Thursdays at 10 a.m. and Sundays at 3:30 p.m.
Welcome back to The Point. It is Open Line Friday here on the program. You can call us on 435-2041. That's a landline number. That's also the WhatsApp number, but please only written messages on the WhatsApp. And you can also participate on the GBN Television Facebook page and the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Blossom. How are you doing?
Morning, I'm great. How are you?
I'm all right. I want to say good morning to Miss Jeremiah, too, and I want you to continue with the word. Just show it all over, Miss Sister. Don't stop. Blossom, I want to say this morning to our government. We expect that if you are making a deal for the country to bring everybody to sit around the table, all you go, all you make all you deal, and then come back and let the people know, well, we lease Annandale Waterfall for Blossom for 25 years, and the Grenadian people get to know, well, Blossom have the Annandale Waterfall, so we could support, because Grenadian love the fall, we always go in it. Let us know. I remember the Isle deal, when the Grenadian people call on the government to ask them, well, what is in it for us? The minister said we have to go to court. The court had to release this information. Why? We didn't go in the court to vote for you all. We go and vote for you all to handle the affairs of this country. So all you could let us know what's going on. Don't try to treat us like that. Owing to us today, all you getting all your pension. We put all you in office, all you getting all your pension, and some of us have no pension to get. So treat us better than that. Let us know the deal. Let us know the agreement. No, that is all we are asking for. We can fight. We can beat all you in charge. But treat the Grenadian people better than that, with respect. Let us know what's taking place in our country. Have a good morning, sister.
Thank you very much, caller. And I would second your contribution this morning. Let me go back to the social media. There was a comment, Facebook. A comment on Facebook, right. There we go again with the Prime Minister making allegations. The last time it was about doctors and nurses involved in pilfering at the hospital. Now it has to do with stimulus money. If the PM has the evidence, call in the FIU. He is the Minister of Finance and National Security. He has the authority to do so. While he is at it, he needs to start with Sheldon Scott, make him an example, and others would think twice before trying to defraud the state. Otherwise, those of us who are thinking would see that as just wild allegations. Another comment on Facebook. Isn't this a program for sharing? Folks bring all different issues to the table, so why some people should shut up about their religious beliefs? Let's not be selfish on the program. And somebody else on Facebook says politicians need to start coming clean with the people. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, to the point.
Yes, it is.
Good morning. I just want to voice my concern again as to the water situation in Grenada. St. George's area, I live in St. George's, and the quality of water, I am raising an alarm on that again. Last year, NASA said they were increasing the cost of water. I don't mind paying more for water, but the quality, we all know, the color of the water that comes in the pipe, chocolate, mauby, that sort of thing. Now, I've noticed that NASA is putting up a hell of a building on Lucas Street. I don't know how that's going to help with the quality of water that comes to a tap. They're on another campaign again on changing meters. There's a problem with the meters because of the stuff from the water that's being lodged in the meters. The meters are not spinning as fast as they should, so they're not generating the monies that they should, so they're changing the meters. I'm asking, what about the quality of the water that's being sent to the customers? The children go to the pipe and drink the water in their hands. Innocently, they're not aware as to what's coming. Please, Nawasa, please, I'm begging, please do something.
Caller, just before you run off, I know the issue is, you can kind of say island-wide, but specifically which area do you reside at?
St. George's.
Okay, all right, just curious.
St. George's.
Thank you very much.
The whole St. George's area. I speak to many people. There are further things that Nawasa is aware of, right? Water exposed and things being put into it. They know, they're aware. This is something I've been speaking of a long time. but I see them, advancing, but not to the quality. And this affects the health of our Grenadians. It affects the health of our Grenadians. Mr. Husbands, please, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller, for your contribution. We're just curious which area it was. Facebook. When our ministers took the oath of office, they swore to honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution. The said Constitution gives power to the people to hold them accountable for their actions. WhatsApp, somebody says Francis Mahon is being commended for their expansion and call is made for others to follow. It must be noted that he and Purcell are the ones who get all the government contracts for building material. Look at faces on their calendars. Back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Well, I'm just calling to strengthen that gentleman with that now has that situation. I live in the south of Grenada. I'm over for the past 2 weeks. The water is brown. I don't know what they're doing now. They said they sometimes we creating situation to show that we need something. Now they're talking about to bottle water and sell. So if you have dirty water in a pipe, you want clean water, you got to buy water. They see all other people thinking they're supposed to be providing water for us. We're paying our bills. Now, where I live, I have an entrance to my property and place and so on. They come, they fix a pipe, they dig up the road, they put no caution sign and up to half of the road block. And we go to them how many times to come and fix it. They're not fixing it. It was in Lansapina, West Hall Point, according they've gone and fixed it already. We know that kind of system in Grenada. Now, water come and fix the gap in Monrovia, you're all damaged. And people have to go. Lots of people staying there, not one person. Maybe you don't like one person. You all don't like one person in that area. They will come and fix the people get business and people, residents are staying there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller, for your contribution. Let me browse through. Right, somebody on WhatsApp. The word is good and enlightening, but the commandments must be kept. Honor thy father and thy mother, not adopted and roots, blood family first, then we can preach. Somebody else on WhatsApp. I just want to encourage the government to assist in bringing in more neurologists. There's only one currently that works with government, but I think that there should be others to assist in evaluating patients with different issues, especially in the area of the brain. Back to the phone line. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Quick question about the Nawasa thing. Nawasa and Grenlick, actually, both of them seem to have a monopoly on energy and water in our country. The last time I checked, the easiest way, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and if you know a better way, please suggest it. The easiest way I know of to get both of those companies to listen to the people of Grenada is for all of us to stop paying their bills. If we did a campaign, and when we do a campaign where we say to Nawasa, we will not pay 1 cent ever again until you clean up the pipes. These pipes have probably been 50 years old. Unless you are showing us that you're willing to clean up the pipes and give us proper water, we're not going to pay your bills to open up a new center. We're not going to pay your bills to be driving the biggest and best trucks. You driving around in a new van is not helping my child drink clean water, yet I'm paying the bill. However, what's the reason to improve the water supply, to improve the quality of the water, if the people are going to continue to pay the bill? What's the reason for Grenlick to reduce their pricing or to actually give you quality for your money if we're going to continue to pay the bill? If we're going to continue to pay bills for services that we do not receive, why should the service provider change any of his behavior? She getting paid. Why should he care about you? Do you think that this would be a meaningful way to go about getting change from the Nawasa and Grenada?
Thank you, caller.
Yeah, have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Thank you very much, caller. I understand what you're saying, but on the other hand, when the bill gets to a certain number, Nawasa could then lock off my supply, our supply, and then nobody gets anything. So I'm giggling, but it's just how it could play out. So Nawasa doesn't get money, they lock off our supplies, and we do not get water. While I understand what you're saying, maybe another solution could be the way to go, or another suggestion may be the way to go. Good morning.
Good morning to you once again. Sorry for coming back. But you see, Miss Blossom, the problem is acute. And don't care what you do. I had a very lengthy conversation with Nawasa as it relates to the new bills and the strategies. And I convinced Nawasa that they're going to a lockdown in order to prevent people from purchasing the water, accessing the water. That's plain and simple. Because, you see, the economy, bear me out. Everything stems from the economy. The economy is not expanding fast enough. A small population, static in size, with rising daily cost. So everybody has a problem in revenue. The same people have to pay everybody at the same time every month. So if cost is rising and your means to paying is not multiplying, is not getting better, how do you pay more? It has to do with the expansion of the economy to create new commerce, new customer, new clientele, more revenue. If this will not happen or cannot happen, we are going to a lockdown. I am challenging our economists who sit by just looking at this country just go down the drain, because it has to do with the population and commerce.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Facebook. People pay your bills. If you don't, they will cut the dirty water off. But can you really compare those two utility companies? Another question on Facebook. Let's see what is on WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, the gentleman who is advising us not to pay bills can always return to where he spent most of his life abroad. Oh, that's not nice. He was just saying we could do things to help them help us, or encourage them to help us, or service us better. That's it. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, my concern is a guy who got 30 years for the death of a child. My opinion, he should receive more years. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was going to do, and he covered it up. Don't say he's a minor. Look at the states where guys get more years for this crime. We have to show examples to men. We don't condone this type of crime, and put legislation in place to protect our children. Right, while I agree with you with more years, the sentencing was in keeping with the laws. Because he was a minor at the time, 30 years is considered a life sentence when it comes to minors charged with crimes. I don't agree with it, but it is the law. Phone lines. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I just want to say that in keeping with the existing regulations as regard to COVID-19, I am calling on the nation, especially of your young people, everyone, to be mindful, wear the mask, keep the social distancing, and take responsibility for the life and others, because I believe that, we sometimes go a little bit, we need a little freedom. I know what it is, but, we still have to exercise that caution in saving our life. And I just want to say that I want to condemn all acts of violence against human, especially our young people. And I ask that, we continue praying for them, and even the peers talk to one another, tell them about life, empower them, and let us try our best to eradicate the violence, the crimes in our society. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. On that note, let's take another break. This is Open Line on To The Point. We'll be right back.
The Grenada Food and Nutrition Council remind you to boost your immune system and give yourself a fighting chance against COVID-19. Consume foods that are rich in vitamin C, like fruits and vegetables. For example, oranges, grapefruit, mandarin, lemon, spinach, cabbage, and tomatoes. Vitamin B6 and folic acid that is found in chicken, turkey, fish, grain foods like oats, bread, local provisions, dry beans, and peas. Another immune system booster is vitamin E, found in nuts, corn, sunflower or canola oils, and leafy vegetables like spinach, broccoli, and kale. Iron, zinc, and vitamin D are also important to strengthen your immunity. So try foods like lean meats, eggs, lentils, mackerel, tuna, and jacks. Our local spices, ginger, clove, and turmeric, among others, can help decrease inflammation and support the immune system. Remember to practice safe food handling. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council, reminding you that a strong immune system is one of the best ways to fight COVID-19.
Welcome back to The Point. Let's go right back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. You're on To The Point. Go ahead.
Hello, Miss Blossom.
Good morning. How are you?
All right.
Okay, go ahead with your contribution.
Well, thank God I get you. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Amen. Miss Blossom, I just explaining to you because right now I'm very unhappy. I was abroad with a very bad illness. And thanks be to God, He helped me to get through. My son took somebody into my house and say he was doing cupboards. You know what that man did to the house? He stole. It's the only thing he never take from me. The only thing he never took in the house was myself and my bed. I don't know if he had a spell on my son. So thanks be to God, I came here this year, January month. But when I came, my legs was inflamed, so I couldn't go about much. But after, as ladies, especially when you're not in the house for months, I start looking around. My dear Miss Blossom, when I see what the man take in the house, up to this blessed day, I can't even move in the house. The man take everything and he go with it. First of all, he went in a house around this area. He took out the sink. I rang my son, and I told him how the sink could just go the same day. And we was thinking. But the next day again, he phoned me back. He said, Mommy, I think it's the man that took the sink. Well, thanks be to God again. I came back. When I come, I saw somebody. They say, I was telling them. They say, Miss, I see the man the night came and took the sink, and he put it where you have to put it, and he went with it. I don't understand. This country is the greatest country I ever known. When I went to England, and I telling people that I'm coming back to Grenada, they said to me, you are a lucky girl. I can't go back where I come from. And I used to feel happy. But up to this blessed day, nobody going to stop me from coming back to stay in my great country. The Prime Minister is a very nice man. Minister Peter Davis, Minister Nicholas. When I came and this COVID was on, and I see how they work very hard, and the other ministers, to bring back this country how it is after God. Thanks be to God for that. What's happening with people in this country now? You cannot get nobody to come and work for you without have to watch them. This man take everything. He take 2 irons, he take 2 extension wire, he gone with piece of carpet. Well, if I start to tell you everything, I wouldn't able to stop. And I thanking you very much I got you, because 3 days now, I keep thinking, how I can get you, Miss Blossom? How I can get you to tell the nation what is going on in this country? So everybody, they have to have their eyes on some of these workmen that come in nice, but when I lie down in my bed, I say to myself, when they want to thief, they don't come in and thief like that. They're thinking first, oh yes, I come into this home and I must see what I want. So they're planning before they start the work. And I thank you very, very much. God bless the nation. God bless you, Miss.
So, Miss, let me ask you, do you know, don't call his name, but do you know who the person is?
Yes, we know.
Have you reported him to the police?
I reported to the police. They came. And the other day, I was looking through the book what my son was paying him. You wouldn't believe the money that man was getting from my son. And I see his right name now, and the Holy Spirit get somebody to come here to tell me where he lives. And even though he's listening now, I don't worry. He can hide from people or the nation, but he cannot hide from God. And right now, I am sick still. I'm taking, this month tablets cost me $800. And because I work so hard, 17 hours a day in Great Britain, me and my friend in Lansapine, 17 hours. My son used to say to me, are you crazy? I said, my dear, when I come to Grenada, I might be an old lady and I wasn't able to walk. And thank God, the same thing I said, is that what happened to me? No. I can't raise a straw. If I'm going in town, I have to hire a car and things. And what could give me, really hurting me right now. The man take, I love cake. I make cake all the time, the mince cake with the fruits. This man gone with the fruit mixer too? What can I say?
So has
hurting me.
I could hear it in your voice. Has the police given you an update in their investigation?
No.
Keep on them. Keep on them. Call them. Do you have the name of the investigating officer?
Yes, Miss
so keep in contact with him and ensure that they do not forget.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And you're doing a good work. Praise the Lord.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye, love.
All right. Miss, I'm sorry this has happened to you. Keep at the police. Ensure that they do not let this fall by the wayside, or that it does not take the years that, it usually does. And I'm sure that's not the only story like that. There are people who take advantage of people who they realize or who they think cannot defend themselves, or people who they think cannot really monitor what they're doing. And they make the way bad for themselves and for others. There may be honest contractors and plumbers and electricians and whatever else that he was doing in the other professions, but because of the work of their colleagues, they would all get a bad reputation. Hopefully you get some solution to this, miss. That hurt me. Okay. All right, let me see if I can get to some of the comments on the Facebook. Somebody says, I understand what the caller is saying. Read the water situation. People are already not getting water. So to get proper service, consumers will have to suffer a little inconvenience in order to send NAWASA a message. Isn't NAWASA a state-owned company? So why is our government allowing NAWASA to abuse the citizens? Somebody else on Facebook says, since the administration came to office, so many things went wrong and no action takes place. For example, Marketing Board, Sheldon Scott's $70,000 phone bill, the woman who was selling government materials in St. Patrick, the shrimp and fowl farm, and no one went to jail for all the things I mentioned. And now the Prime Minister is talking about companies defrauding the government. Where are the charges that will be slapped on them? All we're getting from this administration is investigating and no result, because is their partyism who committed these acts and goes unnoticed. Back to the phone line. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Blossom.
Morning.
I'm feeling it for that last call. I could really hear the pain in her voice, and I hope she gets some justice. But I'm calling on two different matters. The first is I'm very upset that we had two people and a captain coming into the country, being intercepted, going before a magistrate and getting offered a reprimand when we're charging our locals left, right, and center of the region COVID protocols. I really felt that was a slap on the wrist, and we need to set the standards across the board for all. And my second matter is the carnival holidays. With the economy tanked as it is and businesses struggling to recover, do we really need two carnival holidays and we have no carnival? I hope somebody could look into the matter and rectify it. We don't need it this year, and people will just use it to break all the curfew regulations. Not curfew, but the COVID regulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. First of all, leave me with my 2 days carnival. Let me get some rest, please, caller. Some people still have hope that they might get a permission to do a little juve. Ease us off with that 2 days day, please, caller. Thank you very much. In relation to the concern with the slap on the wrist for the 3 people who violated the immigration laws, I am with you. Sometimes they say, there are circumstances that may lead to a certain sentence handed down in court. Sentence meaning monetary prison term, slap on the wrist, whatever it is. And I have not heard why that was the quote unquote punishment. I am holding out still, but I am concerned that it's only a don't do it again, come out in my country. I am concerned like you are, caller. Hopefully I can dig up a little bit more over the weekend and we can get some answers, because it's appalling to say the least. Let me go back to some of the social media comments. Let me go to WhatsApp. Has the COVID regulations required for funerals changed? I saw a very recent funeral with over 50 people. It must have been a few hundreds. I also see a social event advertising for tomorrow. Personally, I don't remember hearing of any adjustments. The regulations in terms of people that can attend events stay the same. It's still 20 for social events and 50 for funerals and weddings. So if there are funerals and weddings and events taking place with more than those that required, I suggest, as always, call the authorities. We can't see things and complain to ourselves and quarrel among ourselves and then go home. If people are to feel the brunt of the law, then so be it. And I make no apologies for it, because at the end of the day, it's not only themselves they're putting at risk, but the life and health of my family, myself, and I'm not a fan. So if you're seeing things that should not be happening, I implore you to get in touch with the authorities. Encourage you to get in touch with the authorities. Let me go back to the WhatsApp. Some of them take advantage of returning nationals. It's very sad. Somebody says, Montrouge hillside is being deforested and set on fire. Who gave these people permission? Which part of Montrouge is that? Down where the hotel construction is taking place, if it's the same property, or is it somewhere else? Somebody else says, we are going to have a Spice Mask 2020. As an alumni of SAS, it has to be with Mr. Julian. I am not sure what that comment is, WhatsApper. Let me quickly browse through the social media as we close off the program this morning. Facebook, I hope the authorities will be able to help the caller. That's in relation to the woman that called after being taken advantage of. There's no other way to put it. Somebody else says, this is going on a lot in Grenada. Fraudulent. Trust in them. God is watching. So why some people feel they can take advantage of others? My God, for this lady to suffer like this when she should be enjoying her golden years? Tell me about it. All right, that's the end of the program this morning. Thank you so much for participating. I'm shaking my West Indies, all your West Indies. forcing me. Thank you so much for participating. Have yourselves a pleasant weekend, a restful weekend. Remember the thought from this morning. Practice self-love for the entire weekend. Take care of yourself. Take care of your families. Do what you need to stay safe. The West Indies have England on 341 for 3. Both Ben Stokes and Sibley are in the crease still. Stokes is on 155. Sibley is on 120. I mean, come on. West Indies got hot people feelings. Thank you guys so much. I'll be back with you Monday, God willing. Until then, stay safe and do what you need to stay healthy. Joseph is up next with Mid-Morning Buzz. Bye.